because we've all had to wait, and for much too long, to be finally heard. Around this country and spreading all over the world now, what do we see? Incompetence, imbeciles, weak leaders, not able to rise up to the times. Our times. This is why, as a new generation takes over, everyone should be fully aware of one thing. Today is not about me. Today is about all of us. Today is about our movement. There are millions of us out there joining our cause. And it is together, bound by this cherished heritage, that we will show them who we are. We've only just begun.
In SuperPower 3, the demographic sphere is both the easiest to understand and the hardest to master. It's a singular addition to the series that probably has the largest underlying impact on whether you can be a successful leader of your country or if you will lose it in shame. One of the most interesting elements we have added to the game is the concept of cultures. Basically, a culture is a set of values that determine the general predisposition of a group of people to like or dislike the values that another group has. It's not a matter of simply comparing ethnicity, language, or religion, even if these variables are an important factor. In cultures, we also include 6 social traits. These elements mean that all population groups will be more comfortable in certain settings. Not everyone is a conservative, and not everyone is a liberal, but some are. Not everyone respects their leader in the same way, or accept hardships for the common good. These factors become important in the game because it means that based on cultures, not all countries will be comfortable with leaders that perform differently than what is expected of them. A more conservative society might not be willing to accept laws to allow abortions or to protect the rights of minorities. Also, conservative societies might not look favorably on their leader if he or she starts doing trade or treaties with very liberal countries. This gives much more nuances to the player and adds difficulty levels. In SuperPower 3, you'll need to play differently, not only based on your resources, but also based on how your population expects you to lead your nation. Of course, populations vary in time. They can be influenced by the media or by news gathered on the internet. You, as a leader, must then decide how best to use these elements of subversion or control, depending on how your reign is going. Media can be friend or foe, and media have cultures as well, based on where the market of the country is. And you, as a political entity, will have a culture as well. That culture will be based on your actions. These will either be aligned with the aspirations of your population or not, influencing your approval ratings. It will lastly affect your standing in the world, since other countries will also try to align their trades and treaties with countries of similar cultures. The last important point to consider concerning your demography. In SuperPower 3, regions can sometimes change ownership through trade or, most of the time, warfare. If that happens, you won't only inherit a region with production and geography. That region will be inhabited by citizens that will probably be different than the ones you started out with, who may have different cultures and ideas about what they would like for their new country. As these games evolve, the challenges multiply. Politics are at the center of any game of SuperPower 3. After all, you are a politician, a head of state in charge of your country. You will make decisions affecting your fellow citizens and affecting the relations of your nation with the rest of the world. The heartbeat of domestic life in your country is the same as in the real world. where regular elections are won and lost. If you do not win your election, it means that someone else has. So you better try to avoid that. Of course, postponing elections indefinitely is a possibility, but it comes with the price of damaging your standing and approval rating, as well as your international relationships. The better way is simple: to win elections. Going rogue and outlawing the opposition also comes with varying degrees of consequences. Although it might seem harder, the best way is to be liked by your population. The way to achieve that is to provide the social, political, and economic stability and prosperity they desire. A population facing poverty, inequality, or even starvation will likely not look kindly on their leader who keeps them in this situation. On the international stage, the decisions are sometimes more difficult. With whom do you want to increase your relationship in order to sell or buy resources? Who do you try to move away from? How to manage these relationships can quickly become quite a maze to navigate. Remember that many things are connected, and the one link they all share is politics. You manage the population. You make or break the economic treaties and decide where to invest, and you decide on military relationships, alliances, and foes. Treaties can be a complex affair, where you can combine multiple elements from bribing to threatening and everything in between, other countries to achieve your political goals at home and abroad. Your political decisions in SuperPower 3 will have the greatest impact on the fate of your nation.